Okay, boom. Section 10 bonus pod on a Friday. It is less than 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers.
Correct.
Yep. How many days now?
Now it is 4 days away.
I thought it was 5 2 days ago.
It's because these pods drop early on Thursday, so technically we drop on back-to-back days.
It's Friday. It's Friday. Yeah. So
I'm saying the OG ones technically drop on Thursday. This one drops on Friday, because right now it is Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, shit. Shit.
Yo,
what are you doing this weekend?
I'm just doing Friday stuff today.
Yeah, like what? Like, what are you doing today on Friday?
Papagino's. That's what I always do on Friday. Shout out loyalty.
Yep. Hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Typically,
Papagino's.
In the off season, dude, on Fridays, it's all about loyalty. It's all about Papagino's, and it's all about the Celtics normally on an off season Friday.
No,
Coley.
I believe they play Thursday this week.
Yeah. So. Unfortunately.
And Saturday. You really pick the only day they don't play.
Missed it.
Yeah, geez.
We used to, Alan Perrault used to always bring us to the Friday off-season, Sox off-season games. That was fun.
Yeah.
Shout out, Alan.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
I mean, yeah, shout him out, but like.
Yeah.
I think he lost favor in the Perrault of the Year race. That's what I heard from Jared's voice.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah, like. No. It's not that. It's just more like, what about Dan?
No, I know. I know you always want to get it back to Dan, but like, I think Alan Perrault should get more votes, honestly.
Nah.
Not that attitude, he won't.
Yeah, it's not that I don't want to shout out Alan Perrault. It's more just like, what about Dan? And it's not about me wanting to get the Dan in. It's more like, what does the audience want? Clearly, they want Dan. You know,
they've made it clear they want Dan.
Yeah, it's nothing personal.
No, of course.
At the end of the 525, was it 525 or 526? 526? 526. We had some final thoughts. And Steve was not going to talk about Dan Perrault's new show that he's starring in on Netflix called The Residents.
March 20th.
March 20th on Netflix. Steve was not going to include that. He is the lead. Yes. You were not going to bring that up for some reason. And then I said it, and then you just aborted your 3 final thoughts that you had. And I said, why don't you save those for the bonus pod? But also, Coley's final thought was something where I was like, I want to save that for the bonus pod as well. And what do you think that any of your 3 final thoughts deserve to go in front of what Coley's final thought, which was the Trevor Story camp?
I got to be honest. I'm willing to trim my 3 final thoughts down to the one that matters the most. Now that we have given Dan that shout out, which was obviously in my final thoughts. Yeah, we did that collectively. Yep, we did that together.
We did that?
So yeah, we totally both gave Dan a shout out.
Shit.
So I'm willing to just trim it down to 1, but then I'm also fine with Coley going first.
All right, Coley.
I don't want to start so negative.
No, well, it doesn't have to be negative. There's some positive thoughts, I think, as well.
It does.
There's angles here. I think there was some funny commentary that went on during the Red Sox Twitter reactions to it. I think someone said, like, you know, they put out a video of Trevor Story hitting at Story Camp, and he was hitting off a machine, and just every image was him rolling one over to shortstop. Which is totally unfair because the very last shot, I think he might have fouled one off.
He stayed alive in the last one, so like,
come on. Yeah, he battled. Yeah, the Story Camp thing's cool though, because I guess like his hitting coach is someone that he's worked with his entire life.
Oh, you gotta fire
him. And they were saying how like this was always our dream, was to open up a baseball facility, and here we are, and we get all the guys here. My question is, because they're down, I think, in the Dallas area. They went to Terry Black's, which I went to Terry Black's in Austin. There's got to be another one in Dallas because they went to the Mavs game.
Right.
So there's got to be multiple. The one in Austin is phenomenal. If you're ever in the Austin area, huh?
The steakhouse.
It's a barbecue joint.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's the best barbecue that you're gonna get if you're in Austin. I don't know about Dallas, but actually, where do we go in Dallas? No, that was Kansas City. That was Kansas City.
Okay.
Where are we going?
Shout out
Kansas City?
Hurtado's though.
Oh yeah, Hurtado's was great too.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the place Paisan recommended.
Yeah.
But they moved, so it doesn't even matter. I think they moved and probably changed it. They might have changed names. I don't know.
We'll just lie
Steve?
to ourselves and say they changed their name, but they did move. Steve?
I think we've talked about this briefly, but does Story Camp does it do anything for you guys at all? Seeing this content, like I love behind the scenes stuff, and this just doesn't. And I like Trevor Story. I know Coley hates him, but I don't really get much out of this. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just dudes working out, which is basically all of Tyler's Twitter. Coley, what is that?
An unfair attack.
Yeah, you did. Coley doesn't hate Trevor Story.
You don't love Trevor Story.
He doesn't love him, but he doesn't hate him.
I'm the only one who's consistently had his back.
Trevor Story?
See, I was backing you until you said that.
I've consistently said since he got here, if he stayed at second, he'd see nothing but success. Has he seen success at any position here outside of second base?
No.
I asked the panel.
Definitely no.
It depends on what you define as success.
You can stretch it as far as you'd like. I don't know that you're going to get to it.
I think some people that are maybe you're just happy that day. That's success. Success is in the mind.
Does it do anything for you guys at all?
It's nuanced for me. I'm not saying I need an episode 2 of that. No. I do like to see what's going on. I don't want opening day or like the first time that players show up to spring training. I don't want that to be the first time that I see them since the last game of the season. So I like checking in with the boys. I like seeing that. But it was cool, I guess, to hear Story, or at least Rob Refsnyder, I think it was. One of them was talking about how originally Story Camp was just infielders, and then he opened it up to more than that. And I don't know. I mean, like, you've got Rob Refsnyder and Trevor Story are the leaders of the team, and I'm like, man, we really need a leader, and that's no knock on them, but like, I'm not gonna repeat myself. I've said it so many times about Refsnyder. It's like, he is the 4th or 5th outfielder on a good team. That can't be your leader. Like, it can't be. It has to be an everyday, like Duran playing every single day. He's one of your best players. He's one of your most consistent players, and he's playing every day. And then with Story, not saying that he can't be that guy, but you haven't been that guy. You haven't played every day. Like, you're not out there playing full seasons for the Boston Red Sox. So when I'm looking at this, being like if I were on the Red Sox and I'm looking at like, all right, who's the say I just got traded to the Red Sox. Say I'm Vaughn Grissom and I got traded to the Red Sox. I'm like, all right, who's the guy around here? And we're like, it's fucking Rob Refsnyder. I'm like, well, fuck.
Well, we're fucked.
Yeah, I'm just like,
what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Please explain that. Did
I ask the wrong question?
Can you elaborate? Because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, you get traded to the Yankees and you're like, I already know. Like, the guy here is Aaron Judge. I get traded to the Cardinals last year, and it's like, all right, I got Goldschmidt over here. I got Arnott over there. Like, on certain teams. You get traded to the Red Sox and you're like, I don't know who the guy is. And then you ask, and then the answer, you're like, ooh, really? Okay. Sounds good, I guess. I don't know. I think if instead of being told that the leader was Story or that the leader was Refsnyder, I think I would make Duran my leader. I would be like, that's the guy that I want to model my game after. That's the guy that I want to model like my work ethic after. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, that's why, to me, the whole Bregman thing, and maybe now it's Arenado, like adding that guy that when you come over here and you're new here, you don't even have to ask. Like, that's the guy. Like, we don't have the answer to that right now.
It feels like when we talk about Bregman and Arenado, that the veteran leader thing comes up way more with Bregman than it does with Arenado. And I understand they've had different, like, Bregman's got rings. I get it. But similar accomplishments in terms of what they've done in the league and, the peaks that they've reached.
You could make the case that Nolan is way more accomplished.
Oh, no, he is.
Rings.
It's just about how much you weigh the titles. But, like, I just don't think that Nolan is getting that credit when he comes up as a potential Red Sox fit. It's like that should be more of the discussion for trying to acquire him and the impact he could immediately have on the team. It's when you list it out, and I know you've said it before, Jerry, with the Refsnyder thing, it's worth repeating that if you have new players come here and that's what they find out is like, no, this is our guy. It's like, you mean the platoon bat that like comes off the bench? That's your leader. That is worth bringing up again, because that should never be the case.
Imagine getting
for the Red
traded
Sox.
to the 2011 Red Sox and you're like, they're like, who's the guy here? And you're like, Ryan Sweeney. And you're like, okay.
Fuck yeah.
No, dude, you'll find out. Sweeney's the man. Like, just like hang out with him. He's awesome. All right. He's our leader.
Yeah. And like, I'm not crapping on the guy. I like Rob Refsnyder, cool dude, mashes lefties. But like, if that's the guy, then we don't got a guy. You know what I mean?
He's the perfect like fourth or fifth lead. I don't think you need one leader. It's just the Red Sox have so few that they're just we're begging for one. And I feel like they are as well.
But when you think about what the leader means to a team, especially here in Boston, because the media presence and how much the fans care, I think you immediately go to Xander Bogaerts. Because win, loss, whether the big play of the game involved him or not, he was the first locker that the media went to. Like, hey, Red Sox have lost 4 straight. You got a big series coming up with the Yankees this weekend. How's this team going to turn around? And Bogaerts might have been 1 for 4 with a walk, and someone else made an error that cost the Red Sox the game, or someone else had 3 hits that night. They're still going to Xander's locker, because he was the leader. He was the face of the team. All due respect to Refsnyder and Story and whomever, like Duran is not that guy either. Like, he's the lead by example guy. Like, I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to play every day. But do you really want Duran in front of a microphone after the biggest moments of the season? No. So like, even all due respect to all 3 of those guys, you don't have the guy. Have the guy.
Can't you picture Nolan Arenado in year 1, even though it also needs to be stated that is
Justin
a big challenge?
Turner.
JT as well. It is a big challenge, and it's something that can't be, understated about coming in year 1 and needing to play a leader role. That's asking a lot. But I feel like that void is here with the team, and he'd be fine filling it. I don't think he'd have a problem being the guy that they go to. Coley?
I'm not saying this because T isn't here. But if you look at who has spoken the most for the Red Sox this offseason, between the Story camp, between the Frozen Fenway, whatever the fuck they called it, Casas showed up to all of those. And he's been right there to talk about all the rumors, to just talk because he likes talking.
He can't be the fucking leader of this team.
I know.
He's a cartoon character. That's a good thing. You need the wacky guy. You need the Kevin Millar. Like, you need the let's keep it loose guy. He's not I'm the face, I'm the leader. Hey, it's like, times are tough. Let me speak. Who's speaking in front of the team? It's fucking not Casas. And that's fine. Like, that's just not his personality. That's not a knock on him. But let's say, for example, the Red Sox are in the ALCS and they're down 3-1. Who's making the speech in the players only meeting? It's not Casas.
I'd prefer him than the other options we've had, because at the end of the day, I think then they're losing the game.
I like Triston a lot more for the fan base than I do being in front of the camera for media questions. I think he's good for all the other stuff. He just did an MLB shoot with New Balance, and he looks super comfy. Like, that's what Triston loves to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Missoula. Like, Missoula is constantly trolling the people who are asking him questions. Like, he just does not take that. Belichick did it too. They did not take that part of the job serious. They don't see any value to it. I haven't heard one of his teammates be like, I fucking hate this guy. because he cares about ball at the end of the day. Like, I do think he's different. The only highlight of last season was when he took over that Sunday Night Baseball, and like Bayo comes sprinting out to be like, this is too funny. Like, that rarely happens between position players and the pitching staff, because typically it's like, all right, in 18, Chris Sale was the leader of the pitching staff. You wouldn't have called him the leader of the team, even if he screamed at everybody and called them assholes.
But that's even where I would get to the multiple leaders thing, because I feel like having Casas as a guy that, you know, not all his teammates love, but some of his teammates love and would find him funny and amusing, and that a lot of the fans do love and do find amusing and buy his jerseys and want to get his autograph and interact with him and, you know, film him signing the ball and like put that out there, and that does well on social. Like, that guy is okay, along with a veteran that's been there, done that. That's the first in line to answer the questions in the clubhouse, so it doesn't have to be Triston Casas. You know what I mean? I mean, you're not like fully wrong in terms of a guy that's comfy answering questions, but we've seen some of those answers to those questions, and they've caused some trouble before. I don't know if that's necessarily who I want.
It's really just the knife thing.
Put it this way:
it was only the knife thing. That nothing else has caused problems.
But his ability to say weird stuff is higher than anyone on the team.
Triston Casas is the drummer of the Boston Red Sox. He's the rhythm. He can be the zany guy. He's the guy that's smoking a cigarette on Letterman, but he's not the front man. He's not the singer. He's not the leader. And that's okay. You need the drummer. You need that. Sometimes in some bands, the drummer is the most popular person in the band, but he's not the leader. He's not the front man. That's all.
They kind of are. Like, they go on his count.
But he doesn't have to be, is the thing. Like,
no, he doesn't have to be. And I don't want him to be either. Like, you need the leader has to be the serious guy. Like Xander, he had fun, but he's the serious guy. Like, when it's time to be serious, he was serious. I don't think Casas has the ability to be serious. He's just always goofing around, and that's fine. You need that guy to keep it light. When has he ever been serious?
When he's playing baseball.
Right, but that's not when we need him to be serious.
But that's not like, I don't think he's like I don't think he's like Aaron Rodgers trying to talk to backup quarterbacks about like, did 9/11 really happen? Like, I think when he's talking to his teammates, it's ball talk.
Sure. But
so that's what I mean. I don't like how he talks to the media. I think the teammates like, I don't think the front office likes.
Here's the other thing. His baseball philosophies are out there. And if they work for him, great. But I think the Red Sox would have a panic attack if he was viewed as the leader, teaching his philosophies to their younger, more impressionable players. And then it's like, wait, whoa, if he wants to do it, that's fine. But I think that they would probably be like, I don't know that I want him, you know, leading them in the same direction of like doing these wacky drills and fucking everything else. I don't know. If it works for
Tom
you,
Brady
great.
Wasn't a leader.
It's different in football. Like, there's defensive leaders, like there's special teams leaders.
He did a lot of weird shit that the team hated. Had his own trainer that he brought in.
I guess, but did they also follow that? Not really.
The receivers did. Sure as shit. They hated when people followed the Alex Guerrero shit.
I mean, Brady wasn't Casas' level of goofy. I think it's
or weird.
Triston being Triston helps the team, and
exactly.
He
fits a role. He fits a role. It's you know, Casas being the personality of the team is a good thing. Him not being serious is a good thing, but he's fitting that role in that corner of the team. It like, again, if you're talking about like band members, it's not everyone. You don't need a uniformed universal personality. Everyone's got their own personality. You've also got like the quiet guy that's just like, I fucking wear sunglasses at night and I don't say shit, and I just smoke my cigarette in the background of the interviews. I don't say anything. Like, you've got like, that's kind of like Trevor Story. Like Trevor Story, he don't say much. I mean, how many times is
Jaron, honestly, like Jaron doesn't want to do any of that
Jaron
stuff.
as well. But every now and then he'll say something and be like, I wish I didn't say that. Oh yeah,
it's very obviously Raphael.
Oh yeah, Raffy. Yeah, we're almost not counting him because he's taking himself out of these pressers. Yeah.
But when I hear Duran leads by example, like Devers never gets that credit, and he plays through injury. He's played way more than Jaron Duran over the last 4 years. Like, he is the guy who shows up and posts. Like, that's the guy I think who leads by example.
Sure, they both do.
Yeah, Durant has become that, but I'm not saying he has not been that guy his whole career. That would be an insane thing to say.
I mean, his career essentially started like 2 years ago.
Why?
Because it took him a while to adjust to the big leagues.
To be serious, yeah, it was his fault.
Fault's
a strong word.
I don't know that that's fair.
Fault's a strong word, but it was. I mean, yeah, he was getting demoted because of things he was doing.
I think it was a confidence issue with him.
I think it became that. I don't think that was what it was at first.
I think it was an adjustment.
I think he was overly confident.
It was an adjustment issue that became a confidence issue because he had trouble adjusting and then questioned whether or not he even belonged in the sport. But
definitely,
yeah, I don't think it's a.
But Casas this offseason specifically, every time they've needed someone to speak, it's been him. And he's given serious answers, like asking about being in constant trade rumors. He handled that very well without giving a canned answer.
Sure.
He didn't give a wacky answer either. He gave like a very straightforward answer. I understand he's this like weird loose guy, but like you wouldn't ever say Joey Votto wasn't the leader of the Reds. Am I trying to be the Reds? No, of course not. But he was also a weird guy.
Mm-hmm.
You can have both things. Well, with the Reds, I mean, you also that's another situation where you don't have a long list of leaders because you're the Cincinnati Reds.
But he was also serious when he needed to be, Votto.
I think Casas has been too.
I think he can be. I just more keep getting back to the fact that I don't think he should need to be or feel like he needs to be. I feel like that's the best version of Triston Casas. If he can just be himself, talk to the media when he needs to. I'll agree with you. I think he handled the trade stuff as good as he possibly could. I'd be pissed off. And I'd probably tell them before, I don't really want to talk about this because this has been a pain in the ass of an offseason. He completely faced it head on and actually gave maybe the best possible answer to TC that anyone could have given there. But yeah, I just don't know if Triston Casas needs to be in that position. But it gets back to Jerry's initial point that they still don't have that guy. When you're questioning who that leader guy is, you just don't really have him. And if you're trying to fit the Casas puzzle piece into that leader spot, I just don't want to do that because I don't think it's super necessary. But you're going to need multiple voices. It's never just going to be one guy that always answers all the questions. Like I would rather have multiple people that can talk to the media. And yeah, sure, he can do that. I just don't know if we want to put that on his plate.
Right. Like it was Xander. Xander was like on an island, even in his last dying days here. They would only talk to him. They didn't talk to anybody else. So I think that's where the perception comes. Like it has to be a guy. But for the pitching staff, it feels like Crochet's come in and just assumed it and everyone's fallen in line.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we're going to learn a lot in spring training. And that's another reason why I'm pumped for spring training. So we can actually see these guys instead of just like hypothesizing at how things are going to go. We can actually start drawing opinions from it. But
like looking at the camp story stuff, it does seem like they're looking at 21-year-old Roman Anthony as the leader. And that's worst case scenario.
I don't think they're looking at him as a leader, but they're definitely looking at him as an equal.
Which matters. I care more about how they view his baseball ability than how he's going to like lead the troops. I mean, he's a super quiet guy. He's not going to be like a let's go guys.
No,
Anthony's as chill as it gets.
If you watch the story camp video, which is on the Red Sox YouTube channel, for anyone that's hasn't seen it and is like, what the fuck are they talking about? It's like 17 minutes. And it's a lot of the guys that we talked about. It's Casas, it's Ref Snyder, it's Story. Roman Anthony is there. Who are the other guys that are on the team that are there? Vaughn is Vaughn there?
Yeah.
Vaughn
was Campbell?
No.
He was
Celtics game. No. Yeah, that was the
Triston,
Celtics.
Right?
Yep.
Yes.
Anyways, it's basically all guys that are on the Red Sox and then Roman Anthony. So to me, you're having these dudes that are, especially in the case of Ref Snyder and Story, have been in the league for a decade. And they're looking at Roman Anthony being like, yeah, like we're including him now because he's going to be a guy. Like we might as well start building the relationship with him now and treating him like an equal now because it's not going to be long before he's on the big league roster with us. And we're looking to him to carry our asses. Like he's going to be the guy.
I think it's impressive how little it looks like he stands out from the guy. Like he blends in with major league players. And is he 20 still? Can he drink yet?
He's 20.
So this guy's not even 21 years old yet. And you look at this video, let's say you didn't know anything about this roster or about the Red Sox. You'd be like, oh yeah, They're probably all on the team and probably productive. It's like, yeah, that
you would assume he was the best player.
Yeah, but he hasn't played a game yet. And I'm like, oh, when? Okay. Like, he looks legit. So the fact that he doesn't stand out like a sore thumb, which a lot of people that are 20 and haven't played in the bigs yet would, is the most impressive part to me with Roman.
Is it weird to say that we could be rolling into September and Roman Anthony's the guy that we're talking about that the team is missing?
I just said they already look at him that way. We don't have to wait that long.
Yeah, but I mean, his personality, we've talked to him, we've interviewed him. Check out the video on the YouTube channel. We've interviewed him. I've mostly, I mean, any video that I've seen of him, he's not talking, but getting to know him through like the story camp stuff, it's more candid. He seems comfortable. He seems like
he's the
belongs.
Chill guy meme. He's basically that. He's like, I'm just hanging out.
But he has that Xander in him where I feel like if the Red Sox were in a tough spot, a good team that hit a bump in the road, like Roman Anthony, to me, could be the guy that when you go to that locker, he's the first locker you go to for, hey, this is the situation. What do you got for us? And he delivers like a mature, professional answer with insight that's valuable.
This is a shout out to the Woo Sox and the Sea Dogs for what they do on social. We now see these guys so much more than we ever did before they get to Boston. And any of the footage that we saw with Roman Anthony, he's all business, dude. Like, he's not cocky. He's not showing anybody up. He's hitting bombs, just trotting the paces. And he's like, all right, let's keep this thing moving. Christian Campbell in his defense is the same as well. So they look at them. They're probably expecting a little too much from them in their rookie year, just compared to, you know, the other spots they should have filled in the roster. But there is a fair chance that Roman Anthony, as the season goes on, is playing a pretty big role in this team. I don't think he needs to be one of the leaders, but he has the ingredients that with his talent, his confidence, a quiet confidence, and his like all business approach, and not really being super goofy and kind of showing up and wanting to win ball games, that he could end up kind of filling one of those. I don't want to say that role, but one of those positions.
I think it's worse than leader. They're looking at him, players and team alike, as savior, which is much worse.
Talent wise. Yeah. For production.
All of it.
No, I know, but I'm a little worried about how much they need. I'm a little worried about how much they expect that from production immediately. It's a big jump to think he's just going to jump in and just be incredible.
I would agree, but I don't know that they're committed to even putting them on the opening day roster yet, which is just bad asset management on top of everything. Like that's where it's like, I think they want that, but I think they're going to end up like costing themselves something of value and ending up losing a year of control. Like they're going to fuck this up is what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. Highly likely.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's
agreed.
And then the added pressure. Yeah. That's where an Arenado or Bregman, whoever the fuck, would be tremendously helpful. And
whoever the fuck is still out there. I mean, that's something that we got to factor in here. Like, still a free agent. You can sign whoever the fuck and then keep it moving.
You know what would be tremendously helpful to me right now?
What do you got?
A Blue Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because even if you love beer, there are some moments that you want to enjoy a non-alcoholic drink. Celebrate those times with Blue Moon's non-alcoholic Belgian white, Belgian-style wheat brew. It's for when you want to drink a non-alcoholic version of your favorite beer. Steve, let me ask you a question right now. How many?
What do you got?
How many Blue Moon non-alcoholic Belgian white, Belgian-style wheat brews are you planning on consuming this weekend?
Oof. We're talking, repeat it again. We're talking non-alcoholic.
Non-alcoholic Belgian white, Belgian-style wheat brew.
Wanted to make sure it was the Belgian-style Belgian wheat brew. Yeah, I would say somewhere between 10 and 15.
Okay. Are you going to split it up? Like, is it going to be like just
probably
for
like
the
a
Super
7 and 8,
Bowl, or
7 and 8 type of deal.
7 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're talking the non-alcoholic ones.
The non-alcoholic ones, yes.
The Belgian-style Belgian wheat?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say 15.
Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round. A Belgian white, Belgian-style wheat brew that tastes like drinking even if it's not. Crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander, it tastes balanced and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon non-alcoholic Belgian white Belgian-style wheat brew. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon non-alcoholic Belgian white Belgian-style wheat brew delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Non-alcoholic malt beverage, contains less than 0.5% alcohol per volume. So I don't know. In suck one. So I did that standee for Blue Moon last year, and I'm assuming I don't know how this works. I don't work at a liquor store, and I don't know anyone who does. But if you're a liquor store, how do you think that works, Steve? Like, are they just like, hey, we have like you sell Blue Moon in your store. Do you want the Jared Carabas cardboard cutout for your store? And then they say yes or no.
I think that's just Blue Moon saying we're going to put it at this store, right?
I don't know how that works. Yeah, you know what, Jake, book Blue Moon, because I want. Jake's been throwing up this entire time that we've been doing. Like, he's been gurting all over the place.
There's been gurt going everywhere.
Yeah. So I thought I had said to Jake earlier that I thought he had food poisoning from the gurt last night. He just had one throw up incident, and then he just felt like shit the next day, which is today. But he is thrown up while producing this show right now.
I'd have to think that Blue Moon, with the relationships they have with the liquor stores, are like specifically plotting where they put the standees, and then they're like, "Yeah, sure, put it here."
I
don't think it's anything crazier than that.
I'm sure it's like who moves the most moons per store. They get different things.
Yeah.
The way that I thought about it was that the store says yes or no, I want the standee, or no, I don't.
I don't think it gets that serious. I think they're
like Blue Moon just says this is going in here, and then they put it in there.
Or stores that aren't selling enough moons, they want to like over advertise in the store.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a fair question to bring up. Like, we've never thought of the standee politics here of how this all goes.
Yeah.
First time I'm ever thinking of it, but yeah, there's a couple options for how it goes. That's for sure.
Just know which liquor store owner said, fuck no.
This sounds very Jared, of like getting personal. All right, who doesn't want my standee? I'm going in there.
That is what this is. So I went to buy some alcohol from a liquor store in preparation for the Royal Rumble. And I took a look around, and I didn't see my standee anywhere.
and I wasn't in here.
And I was...
Hey, buddy, where's the me?
I was pretty close to taking my business somewhere else. Pretty close.
If you don't put me in here immediately, I'm leaving.
I just want to be like, what the fuck? What's your problem, dude? Like, do we have beef? Like, is it me?
The funny thing would be going to the guy at the register being like, what the fuck's your problem? My standee's nowhere to be seen in here, and I know it's you.
Yeah, I mean, I felt it, and I just was curious, like, does Blue Moon place those, or does the store vote yes or no? And if it was the store, then I'm not fucking shopping there again. There's other options.
I don't think it gets to that point where what are they holding the standee? No, we're not putting this thing in here.
Oh,
it doesn't get that serious.
Technically, I went to 2 liquor stores the same day because me and Train went to a liquor store, and that's the one that I was pissed off in because I walked in and I was like, there's plenty of space for. There was like some TikTok dude. They had his standee in there for some other alcoholic beverage, and I was like, okay, so you'll put any asshole in here.
Yeah, you're open to the idea.
Yeah, you're in the
that
standee
would make me more
game.
Upset if they're in the standee game and you're not there.
Yeah. They've got like random TikTok asshole standees, and I was like, okay, so where's mine? And it's not in there.
Podcasters.
Yeah, it's not in there. And then I picked up Bob Fox at the train station.
Guys that do little dances. Where's the baseball talk, guys?
Yeah.
I like to drink what my favorite podcasters drink.
Yeah.
Where's the podcast beer?
Right. So I pick up
you just
Bob
go in
Fox.
with a mustache like it's obviously you, dude.
Where's it at? I seen it in other
Where
stores.
is it? All right, we know it's you, Jared. Like, we see you. We're just, it's at the one down the street. Sorry.
Yeah. And pick up Bob Fox, go to another liquor store, and it's not in there either. And I was like, all right, then. I guess I'm not shopping here either. Taking my business
get back
somewhere
to the house
else.
late because you're just trying to find a liquor store that has you in it.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, do you expect to be in like every liquor store?
No. But everyone that I've seen or someone has sent a picture to me has all been South Shore. And I'm a North Shore guy.
Yeah,
where is the North Shore location? Yeah, I don't know.
They know you on the North Shore, though. They're trying to get you big on the South Shore.
I don't want to be big on the South Shore, though. I want people that live in the North Shore to be like, that guy, I know him. We went to high school together. We went to North Shore Community College together, that guy.
I'm going to get Blue Moons because of that guy. I might even try non-alcoholic tonight. Belgian style, Belgian white.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for is... If you're a North Shore person, you're like, oh my God, I had algebra with that guy at North Shore. He's drinking Blue Moons. All right, then I'm drinking Blue Moons.
You know, that's probably like real world happening. They're flooding the North Shore with them, and Ellen's taking them all. She's going in. Yeah. She's like, "There's my son Jerry." And she just takes it. Sneaks out of there.
Yeah, it's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Have you seen this guy?
Has a bunch of them.
I'm shocked I've never brought this up on here. Has your algorithm given you the guy who only collects Titanic on VHS? Have you seen this guy?
No. Oh, I have seen this. I have
not seen this.
Someone sent this to the TED.
He has like 45,000 copies of Titanic.
He just like goes around and like films it. Yeah, he's got like everyone. He has a Leo standee, right? Is that what you're talking about?
He has a Leo standee. He's got a whole room that's just Titanic on VHS. I'm not joking.
Double tape.
The double tape. Yeah.
Yep.
There were a few things that matched the big VHS tapes, like in the case and whatnot. You're like, okay, we got one here. I miss VHS, man.
The Disney shell was iconic, obviously. But let me see if I can find this guy.
Well, Coley's trying to find this guy, Steve. You could probably get
found him immediately.
I was trying to type in Titanic tapes, and it just said typed in tits. What do you got, Coley?
Titanic tits.
Titanic tits.
Yeah, give me some Titanic tits, baby.
That's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, it could be Kate Winslet, technically.
Yeah, true.
I sent it to your Instagram.
Me?
Yeah, so you can see this guy because I think you got to interview him.
I think I got to fight him.
It is Winslet when you type that in.
Yeah. Titanic boobs.
Just
that had to be the most searched thing like ever for a good stretch of time.
Where the fuck did you send this?
I think it was a different account.
Oh.
Not trying to dox you. It was just the first one that popped up. I didn't want to type shit.
Yeah, I didn't want to type shit. All right, let's see.
No, you were just right there. I said boom.
Titanic on VHS? Oh, yeah, they do. And we went live to open up all this mail. It's Titanic on VHS. More. Titanic on VHS. You can tell by the smell. And it smells like Titanic.
All right, so this guy's not well.
He's obviously doing a bit that's very over the top, but that's all of his videos. Like he's got Titanic on VHS, I promise you.
I understand. Yeah, but there's bits and then there's this guy. Because if you have an entire room of Titanic VHS tapes and you act like that, then you have to still meet people in real life and be like, I'm the Titanic VHS guy. It's like, all right, like it was funny, but now you've just kind of gone, I think, a little too far with it to now where it's like, it's a little
way
weird.
Too far.
Yeah.
Substantially too far. I don't know what the total is. You know, he's just so many. Oh yeah. Like by Section 10 podcast. I see it now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Steve.
I gave this guy a little bit too much credit for having Leo standees. He kind of made them like fake people. Like he gave them genes and interesting approach. Just get the standee, brother.
I thought he did. I think he does have one. He's got a lot of Titanic stuff. I think he does. Like he does have the creepy one that he's probably fucked. But
like he cut out he has like he cut out the sheet of Leo's head and attached it to like a doll. Basically, this is an interesting guy.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
1,560 VHS tapes.
I used to have the Titanic movie poster was on my bedroom wall as a child.
Very unsurprising.
Yeah.
It's a good poster.
Yeah, I had Titanic everything. When Robbie Fox was here, he was trying to say that Nate was a bigger Titanic guy than me. And I'm like, no, because like I was a Titanic guy before the movie came out. I was in first grade and there was like we talked about this a million times. There was a book on shipwrecks and I found Titanic in the book and I was like, this is it. And my dad used to take me to Barnes and Noble and I would find a million Titanic books and then he would make me narrow it down to like 5. Be like, I'll get you 5. Like, I'm not buying you 20 books. And I'd be like, all right, I really want these ones. Then I would collect Titanic books. I had like a die cast Titanic model. We've already talked about the Titanic piggy bank that I had where it was literally the ship going into the ocean and you put the coins at the top of the ship. And it's like thousands of people died. So that's like 100 years from now, if they had a piggy bank of the Twin Towers on fire that you put the coins in at the top, it's no different than the Titanic piggy bank. I mean, we're talking multiple
that was an
intentional
died. Attack versus an iceberg.
Yeah. It doesn't. People died. It was the ship going into the water was the moment that several hundred to thousands of people died, and they made
that planned attack by that iceberg. They were like, "We got to be right here."
Intent or not, it was a tragedy where there was tremendous loss of life.
So and what was it? You put the coins down for it to land on the ship, like that's in the water.
No. Like the ship was going into the water, and it was made out of like kind of like a plaster, I guess. And you put the coins. Like at
piggyback material,
huh?
Piggyback material.
Piggyback material. You
porcelain.
Yes, it's porcelain. You put the coins at the top of the ship, and then they would go inside the ship.
It went
yeah.
They fall off the ship and crash into the water.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
To get money out, a little lifeboat came with.
Yeah, I mean, I had all kinds of like documentaries on VHS and DVD. Yeah, I mean, I was.
What if Nate had all those things and more?
He didn't. Mm-hmm. You know what else I had that was fucking psychotic? Was the first time that I like used the internet, I found like a website that had photographs of
boobs.
Like boobs, like pieces of
tits.
Pieces of the ship on the ocean floor. Like oh, here's an engine and here's a stack of plates. And this was before they had colored printing for printers. So I had printed off and cut out on computer paper just artifacts from the Titanic ocean floor and taped them to my wall.
It's crazy. Impressive. Nate was not doing that.
No, he wasn't. So, yeah, you lose, Bob Fox.
There you go.
Yeah, okay.
Usually does.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay, boom. Boom. All right, Steve, point number 1.
Point number 1. We're just talking about closing thoughts here.
What?
Yeah, but in the middle of the show, closing thoughts.
Opening thoughts.
Closing opening thoughts. All right.
Yeah,
trimmed it down to 1, and the 1 is shouting out the Woo Sox. Big shout out to the Woo Sox because I begged for stuff. They sent it to me. I don't get suspended for that. Come on. I'm shouting them out.
That's when you whittled it down to.
That's what we were waiting for.
I love the Woo Sox. I was like, hey, I would love some stuff. And then they wrote me
stuff.
Hey, they wrote me a great note. They wrote me a great note. It was really nice, and I appreciate it, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
what is that?
Woo Sox, you're the best.
The worm. Yeah.
I mean, this hat's from them.
The Woo Sox, I appreciate that they listen.
Yeah.
Because they did tweet us being like, Steve, we hear you. We'll send you some cool stuff. And they're like, Jared, we hear you too, because I said, I don't want free stuff. I want to pay for it. And they were like, no problem. We will not send you anything.
We will let you pay for it.
Yeah,
they said, you give us your credit card information and we will send you some stuff.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm supporting the cause. So shout out to the Woo Sox. And I really, really want to track down a Paw Sox jacket. I feel like my collection will never be complete without a Spinners and Paw Sox jacket. I need both. So we'll see. I'm always in the market for them.
Why don't you have your jacket guy make them?
Oh, yeah.
Could make a little reversible. Get both 2 jackets, 1 jacket.
Nah. I do need to. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. What if I have him, Ben? What if I have Ben make me a Paw Sox jacket?
I think that's easily the move. He would crush that.
Yeah, because then I would just put like Merloni on the sleeve.
That would be awesome.
Oh, that would go so hard.
Yeah, it would.
He's made some great jackets since making the 10 jackets.
Oh, he's going crazy.
Genius jackets on Instagram, but it's jean as if like, the jeans you wear.
Jean jacket.
US. Yeah.
Like a jean jacket, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Not like pants.
Not like
the jeans are
chromosomes.
But yeah, it's like a jean jacket.
It's like a jean jacket. Yeah.
not like what you get from your parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's like the jacket, not the pants.
Right.
Yeah, we're not talking GENE here
No.
either.
That's actually a great idea. Spinner's jacket would be cool too, but those are probably still kicking around somewhere. I told you, like the Paw Sox jacket market, like the cheapest one you can find that's out there is like $2,500, which I considered for a second, and I was like, "Don't do that. You have a family now. Can't be doing that.
Support. You can't be doing that. Come on now.
Can't be dropping 2,500 on a Paw Sox throwback.
No. Especially now, all the money that I have to sink into my fucking house. I got mice in the cellar. I got fucking raccoons in the ceiling on the 3rd floor. I'm not even lying. I feel like I have a newborn because I sleep in 40-minute intervals because there's either a flying squirrel or a raccoon in the ceiling above my fucking bedroom. And he waits until me and Train shut the TV off at like 11:30 to go to bed. And he's like, all right, playtime. And then he goes, he scratches at the ceiling, or he'll do a long one like a Freddy Krueger. He'll be like, and then he'll do it until 7 a.m. And then he'll be like, oh, you guys are awake now? All right. And then he goes out and then he comes back at night. He only comes in. So like, we got to obviously plug up this hole. There's got to be a hole somewhere. But yeah, that's been the last 2 weeks of my life is this fucking asshole is wreaking havoc.
It's just tea up there.
It could be tea.
Like, I love this place.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, just rummaging through all the wires that were newly installed.
Fiberglass.
Yeah.
He's wondering why he's sick. You've been eating wires, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I'm cooked. Yeah, I can tell you why.
I'm cooked.
I'm cooked. I've been just huffing insulation for months.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Man.
Thought it was cotton candy.
Yeah. You got DM, Steve?
Got some DMs.
Oh, shit.
Got some DMs.
Got those DMs. I know they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You got them.
Got them.
You got it. Here they
Literally
come.
looking at him. Looking right at him.
You got them.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Coley. I was just listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about this asteroid Apophis. I don't know if you've heard about it, but I guess it's gonna like pull Earth out of its gravitational pull and move it in like 2029 just so it can come back 7 years later and hit us. Kind of wild. Just want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, there's been a lot of space talk recently. Some troublesome news potentially on the horizon, but what can you do?
You can't do
Really not
anything.
much.
You can't do anything, and we would all have to deal with it simultaneously.
Oh, there would be no dealing with it. It would just happen to us simultaneously.
Everyone always mentions like, oh, what if a meteor hits us? I mean, we're so dead. Like, and we won't even like, and we're not even gonna feel it. Like, we'll be so gone before we even feel it. What's the speed of a meteor? I mean, that's gonna come in so hot.
Oh, they're humming.
How fast are those cooking?
Yeah.
It's not just like, I think it's coming.
You think Marcus was fast? Check out this meteor, dude.
They are not lollygagging.
They can go up to 160,000 miles an hour.
So that's so fast.
So like we're boom, like you got us. No, you're not gonna have any time to react. So who cares?
Tough. It's like when like Jose Guillen had his like a hose in right field. Like, yeah, I'm at third. It's coming fast, but I've got enough time to like get my glove in the right spot. That's us. Like we see it super far away, and we're like, not much we can do about that.
No. What do you like? At least like, all right. So if you knew in advance, like, oh, North Korea is gonna nuke New York City, it's like, all right, so I can go to Iceland and get away from this. There's a meteor coming to Earth, you're just like, fuck. Or an asteroid. I guess an asteroid. What would be worse? An asteroid, right? Yeah.
Asteroids undoubtedly worse. Meteor, not much better.
Asteroid.
No,
asteroid only goes up to 60,000 miles an hour.
But they're larger.
They're way
much larger.
Yeah.
Like substantially larger. Like
asteroid wipes us out, right? So a meteor
so fast.
Wait, is a meteor 100% going to wipe us out? I don't think it will.
No.
It could. It definitely could.
It could, but it depends on where it lands. Like if it lands in Boston, we're probably not having a good time. But I think if it lands in China, then I don't think we even notice.
It depends.
It says, yes, humans could survive a meteor impact if we have enough warning time and are well prepared. That implies that we can like put a big shield up and be like, don't go here. It'll like deflect it or something. What
am I
We'd
thinking
absolutely
of?
Try and blast it.
Don't we get like meteors? Don't they crash in Earth all the time?
Constantly. Well, there's meteorites, which are small meteors. And a lot of them, they will break up once they hit the atmosphere because it's so much friction that they tear apart.
Yeah.
But if it were I don't know what
Tyler would definitely get hit by a meteorite.
So fast, smoked.
Yeah,
he'd get hit by one of the small. He'd be the one that only one life was lost, and it was.
I'm just
Tyler
saying, like luck wise, he would be the one to walk down the street and get hit.
He'd be
by
walking out of a 99
rock.
and get hit by a meteorite.
Yep.
Honey, oh my
Everyone
God.
would be looking up like to dodge it, and he'd be tweting about fucking Rico
Triston
Petroselli or some shit.
Drills.
Petroselli. No, it would 100% be the batting practice videos of Casas. Like, look at that swing, bang, meteorite right up the dome.
Just kaboomed.
Yeah.
I don't know what really the I really have no idea the difference between like what's the differentiating factor between meteor and asteroid.
I feel like a meteor would be the size of like a wrecking ball, and an asteroid is the size of Texas, according to Bruce Willis.
Like much bigger.
No, and
there were much. I'm saying there are bigger asteroids.
Yeah, but we have
a whole belt that surrounds. When I'm high and I start talking about this, I get freaked out. There's this asteroid belt, right? Like like protecting us, kinda. But if one of them jars loose, then it's a real fucking issue. It's
big problem.
Big issue.
Big problem. Yeah.
It's so like you look at the moon. Shout out the moon. I know Jared has his thoughts about the moon, but the moon's just out there wearing it for us. That's our whole offensive line. The reason it fucking looks like that is all the meteors. It's just eating on our behalf.
Into them. Yeah.
Just absolutely our Matt Light just out there, just blocking our blind side 24/7.
The moon is is slain from the town. He's just eating all the bullets so that we can get away.
Yep.
That's
pulling
the moon.
out, just boom, 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 right in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Setting the tides, getting smoked by meteors. That's just moon business 101.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I think the only thing that I'll give the moon credit for is like when people talk about like their zodiac signs and blah 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 blah, like that stuff. I don't buy into all that. But when people say like, oh, it's a full moon, or talking about like, you know, how the different moons affect people's moods. Our bodies are made up of how much water? 70-something%? Humans?
Oh, I think
made up of water. 60%.
Oh,
up to 60% of the human body is water. Okay. So if the ocean's tides are affected and impacted by the moon's gravitational pull, then why wouldn't we, made up of 60% water, also be affected by the moon? That's where I'll give the moon credit. I think the moon does impact how we feel sometimes.
You ever see a big moon? That goes crazy. Makes me
There's
happy.
a big moon not too long ago I saw. Pretty big.
Yeah. Love a big moon.
Can I just add this one quick note before Steve gives some context? The moon doesn't have any effect on me. Moon can't tell me what to do or how I should feel. I feel the same every day. I'm just neutral, never happy, never really that angry unless Tyler pisses me off. The Red Sox are my moon. The Red Sox affect my state of being and my mood every day. The moon, no. But I could see how it might affect weaker people.
Yeah, you idiots out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking morons. I could see how you're looking at the size of the moon, you weirdos.
Yeah.
No, I was just trying to see like how often a meteor could actually like make an impact on Earth and like really mess us up. And it says once every 2,000 years. A meteor the size of it doesn't feel great for our odds. A meteor the size, that's what I'm saying. I feel like we're kind of due for one. Meteor the size of a football field could hit Earth roughly every 2,000 years, causing significant damage in a localized area. So that's tough for whatever.
When
spot
was the
gets
last
hit.
one?
Yeah, that's what I.
How do you know? How are you gonna, Steve? How the fuck are you going to tell us that and not have the context of when the last one was?
It just showed that one
people
line.
Who would have wrote about it? The dinosaurs, they got smoked pretty bad.
That was an asteroid. Was that a meteor?
Most
if it were an asteroid, we wouldn't, like the planet wouldn't be here. I thought that was
they went into an ice age after.
But that's the thing. Like it didn't hit like the whole planet. It, like when you said we could survive China, if it hit China and it had a large enough plume of like ash.
Yeah, then it would block out the sun and it would create a new ice age and we'd all die from that.
Right.
Yeah.
The difference, a meteoroid is a small piece of an asteroid or comet, often created from a collision. So meteor is part asteroid.
Is the Grand Canyon not an impact zone from something like that?
No, that used to be a river. That was the Colorado River. It used to be filled up to the top.
Oh.
Yeah, it's bad. That's why it's stained like that, because you could see the water levels lower.
It was 2013, 12 years ago, the last time a large meteor significantly impacted Earth. And
I feel like we would have rememred that.
Chelyabinsk,
we were busy watching the Sox win the World Series, dude.
It was Game 4. It was the Will Middlebrooks game. Yeah,
it's not always about the asteroid Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it was almost 12 years to the day, February 15th. I mean, it was pitchers and catchers were reporting.
Yeah, we had just signed Valentine's Day. We're like, first look, Mike Napoli, Red Sox. Here comes David Ross and Ryan Dempster. So many new faces were showing up to camp, and you think I'm paying attention to an asteroid? Where did it land?
You know where it landed. It was in Chelyabinsk, Russia.
Oh, and no one cares. It was so far away.
Damaged buildings, injured some people. It says injured. I don't think it killed. See, that's where I'm like,
kill anybody?
How are you just getting
parts of Russia might not
meteor?
just have people. Like Russia's so big
and dense.
I guess, but when we're talking like a meteor, how are you just getting like, I got a cut? Like, no, that should destroy you.
It's something like I don't want to. The numbers like 90% of people who live in Russia live like in that bottom left corner near the rest of Europe. The rest of Russia is just nobody.
I also just got to the bottom of the paragraph. It said it exploded in the atmosphere, causing a shockwave that damaged buildings and injured people. So that makes a little more sense.
Okay.
People were hurt by shockwaves. I'm trying to see the last time it like hit the earth.
Shockwave. Can't even see a shockwave.
I know. You got hit by some moving air. Come on now.
Yeah.
Asteroids aren't very different from a small moon or tiny planet. The big ones. That's so fucking big. That's hard to imagine. Like, we would not obviously survive that. We wouldn't survive it getting like super close. That would fuck with the tides and shit.
The thing is, if you gave me the ingredients for like what existing means and like what Earth is and how many planets there are and that there's, I'm sure, like millions of asteroids and meteors that exist, I would think that we get hit all the time. Like, I would think these are just flying through air and it's like, all right, watch out, honey, it's coming. Like, I wouldn't think we'd be able to have lives. I think we'd just all not exist soon after birth. I don't know. Living
Space
straight
is horrifying.
Existing's
really
pretty nuts
not.
when you really break it down.
It's not horrifying to me because I know if something catastrophic like that were to happen, we're all in it together. Like, no one, it'd be one thing if it's like zombie apocalypse, it's isolated to one continent. And it's like, oh, fuck, I'm on the zombie continent. This sucks. And we have to deal with this. But there's still like a place somewhere else that is just living a normal life. No, if there is a gigantic asteroid that's going to slam into Earth, we're all fucked. Who cares? Whatever.
If there was a zombie apocalypse that like only took over part of the country, that would be a wild thing to follow on Twitter, right? Like, that would be minus the people like dying and all that. If you put all that aside, it would be a crazy thing to follow of like, yo, you see what happened in Texas today? Like, that would be kind of sick.
But then you'd get the fuck out just based on every movie and show that's ever been made. If there was a zombie apocalypse breaking out in Texas, you'd be like, well, up here in the Northeast, it's only a matter of time before it makes its way up here. So I'm getting out of here. Actually, I wouldn't even care. I would just because you know it's coming. You know that you wouldn't be able to avoid it.
Well, it's meteorites, solid chunks of space rock that enter Earth's atmosphere and hit the ground. Meteor, solid chunk of space rock that enters Earth's atmosphere and burn up. So meteors, kind of big cowards. Meteorites, problem.
Meteorites actually make it all the way, you're saying?
Yeah, they touch ground for sure. And asteroids, we don't want asteroids.
They literally
asteroids
touch Earth, as the kids
problem.
are saying. Yep.
I don't care. One way or another.
Especially if it's one that's going to wipe us all out, then it's like, all right, we all got to the same
part
time.
of history. Yeah. Like, we made it to the end. All of us. Something beautiful about that.
I kind of love that, actually. That would be great.
Everyone made it to the finish line.
Week. That'd be such a brutal week.
What do you mean? Oh, know when it's coming?
People would
Isn't the point that we don't know it's coming?
We would see it.
Isn't this thing cooking at like 160K MPH?
There's so much space.
No, I know, but like when it gets within
years,
when it gets within
see it though?
Vision, when it gets within sight, we'd see it.
Oh yeah. Like months in advance, we'd see it.
We'd have to know what it was, though, and NASA would obviously lie to us.
It would just keep getting larger, though, is the problem.
If we could see it and it was definitely going to wipe us all out, that's kind of fun. I don't want to say like the death part, but like how we all spend that time would be kind of sick. Because like we all know.
No, there would be murder.
If you actually take murder out. Take murder out. Let's just say if we're all like not psychos. If we're not psychos, then
that is not what
that would
happens,
go.
Steve.
I'm just saying if you could change the settings. No
that's
killing
not
people.
A current threat, and those things are still happening constantly.
No, I know. Right. I know. Again, we're living. This is already a hypothetical, so I'm going to make it even more hypothetical. You can't kill people.
If the world knew it's
but they know we're all gonna die.
A month, then they would be like, oh, laws, prison? No, like those aren't going to exist. So I'm just going to do whatever I want. It would be chaos. But I mean, I guess it wouldn't really like no one is going to No one's going to rob you because you don't need resources. Money is
killing
useless.
People that are going to die. I mean, I know there's a lot of bad people out there, but
yeah, you would want it like the satisfaction to be like, oh, I really hated you. And now I know that there's going to be zero repercussions for killing you. So I'm just going to kill you.
And then like if it missed just a little, like it just went right past us.
It had some
awkward
two-seam run on it. And it just
and he's just been telling his boys about it. It's like, dude, you're kind of fucked, right? Like, how many did you say you counted up? I was 100. I killed 100 people.
I killed 100 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'd have to just go back to I think we just have to not talk about it.
Just avoid any talk with it.
I think we'd have to be like, you know what?
Hey,
moving
just
on.
Gotta let that one slide.
Again,
let it slide.
You thought it, I thought it, we all thought we were
Freebie.
gone, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Like marriages would end because people would just be fucking whatever. You know what I mean? Like it would be very
People would be
tough.
banging animals. There'd be the weirdest things possible happening. If you're killing people, I mean, the amount of weirdos we have out there, like killing people is just the beginning of the stuff that would be going down.
It would be
Weird
horrifying.
stuff. Oh, it would be awful. It probably shows how innocent I am. I didn't even think about this. You guys immediately thought about how bad it would be.
Was like, man,
I was like, dude, we'd have so many pizzas
It'd be
together.
so fun.
We'd all have like pizza parties and like sleepovers. Like, no, it's not how it's gonna go, brother.
No.
A country would get nuked for sure. Like the minimum, like is it just one? Like it would just be like North Korea might not know about the asteroid, so they might be like everyone's acting real fucking weird.
Would we blow
They don't have
ourselves
the
up
internet.
before it even gets there? Imagine it reaching here
Certainly
like, God,
on
I
the
didn't even
table.
get my big finale. You guys are already all dead. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's very on the table.
Oh yeah, definitely nukes would be on the table. It'd be like, well, we didn't spend decades trying to develop this technology to not use it. So, Canada, woo, like
something about woo, Canada, wait.
yeah, like I don't know who would be the first to fire one off. Probably Russia, I would imagine.
Absolutely us. Not a doubt in my
It's
mind.
so us.
It's so us. I get like who would even like who is it's crazy to say like when talking about America nuking another country that it's not like, oh, this is America's enemy. It's more like who's Trump's enemy. And he's kind of bodied Putin a little bit. So like I think before under Biden, Russia would have been the obvious choice to nuke. But who does Trump have beef with? I don't know.
We would never nuke Russia.
If we were about to all die in a month anyway, I think
no,
maybe.
I don't think they'd be high up on the list. I think like if it were Trump, he'd be like, show me the blue states. Like he'd be coming after.
He'd be nuking his own.
Which counties did I lose?
He was just lighting up the blue states.
Donald Trump.
You're fired.
He would nuke California specifically for booing Hulk Hogan. He'd be like,
Today.
you know what? That guy came out and supported me, and you guys booed him. Press the button. Yeah,
Our
I'd be
map
like, "Sir,
would look
you
so weird.
You nuke California because of the asteroid? The what now? Just
Bang.
yeah. It would be chaos, Steve. I know you think it would be a good time, but it wouldn't be.
He's like, we'd be getting some pizza or tossing the baseball
I'm
around the
immediately
wiffle.
going away.
Yeah.
We'd get to play at all the MLB parks. They'd let us just play there. It's like, no, you'd be getting shot, brother. Like it's gonna get. He'd be getting lit on fire. Like, what are you talking about?
People would quarter you just to see what that's like.
Yeah. Definitely. We would devolve into a Mad Max like society within days.
Just like
hours.
trying to think of new ways to kill, just coming up with random ways to end people's existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people would probably just burn your house down with you inside just because they don't even want anything from it. They just want to know
no downside.
ashes. Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to steal? You're not going to have it for much more than 10 days.
Yeah. Human nature, very, very ugly. Very ugly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The love will not prevail if that's
no. In this world, it does not.
No.
But it's a decent play if you're just like, I got a feeling it's gonna miss. So let me get a bunch of money and shit. Because if in 2 weeks I can still be here with a couple mil in this nice house. Now who's holding the cards when society resets?
Yeah.
So
that becomes like Last of
Us,
Us, basically.
You probably want to rob like gold. Because what if in the new world there's
Money's useless.
Yeah, money could be useless, and it's back to just trades and like a bartering system.
Yeah, that was a lot to consider.
I mean, there's
like
going to be a lot of people
livestock.
that have been taken out that are in significant positions. So, like, I don't even know how much order there's going to be with anything.
Yeah.
Once this thing skips us by a couple yards. It like just misses. It's like, wow, that was kind of hot.
Woo.
Ooh, that thing was burning.
Shit.
All right.
Felt the
Worst
breeze.
case is
Anyway.
it takes out the moon, and then we just have no control of the oceans. That's worst case. Like we survive, but we got no moon.
Yeah. Just tsunami central.
We would hear that. I would think that would be horrifying. We've never heard space. That's the other issue that the caller didn't bring up. The sun's been acting real weird lately.
sorry?
The sun typically doesn't act. It just is.
Mhm.
It's been acting weird. Then the NASA's like, we've got no answers, which I also don't like. I like when they've got the answers. When they're just like, yeah, we don't know what's going on with the sun.
What's the sun been doing?
Yeah, what's been weird?
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
I don't want to misquote it.
See,
I just know they have it.
I don't want to
is
misquote the
why-
sun.
I want to misquote the sun. This is why I don't own a firearm, but I feel like I should for situations like these. Like, I'm not worried about home intruders. I just want the opt-out choice in case of like asteroid, like sun explosion, stuff like that. Or if like the sun goes out, then we just all freeze to death. I don't want to do that.
How old is this? I think this is old.
What'd the sun say?
No, this is 2 months ago. NASA reveals the sun's magnetic poles flipped, and they're not like sure why. But like, imagine if our north and south pole flipped just one day. I think that would kill most of us.
I don't even know what
crazy
that would mean.
Like, yeah, I don't either. I hear all this stuff and I'm like, how is all this stuff going on? And we're just like, all right, when our favorite team like hit the baseball and and scored the winning run, like, what the hell? How are we all in the same universe? It's crazy. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't like this video at all. It's not good.
What's the video?
The video, it's like they've had like very large sunspots lately, like larger than they're supposed to be. We've officially entered the solar maximum period of solar cycle 25. It's heightened solar activity. There's another TikTok account I've gotten suggested a lot where it's like, what happens if you move the Earth like 1 inch farther away from the sun? It's like we all die instantly. Like we are as perfectly positioned as possible. The slightest nudge one way or the other, we're fucking done. Absolutely done.
As a planet.
Like every video is the same. It's like, well, what if we tilted the axis 1 degree? And the guy's just like, we're an ice planet within an hour. Like we just don't exist anymore.
I used to hate when people would say, oh, ignorance is bliss. As a kid, I'm like, what is that phrase even? I don't even know what that means. And then I learned it. I'm like, that's like the most valid phrase ever. Like the shit you don't know is beautiful. It is wonderful not knowing any of this stuff, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now we've given our entire listening audience anxiety.
This is how I walk around every day. So welcome.
Yeah.
I'm always just like, what are you up to, son? What are you doing up there, pal?
I'm hearing the sun's up to some stuff lately.
Everything okay? Yeah, we sent a probe there recently so they could like touch it. I don't even know how that's possible. I was told you could go like nowhere near the sun.
Yeah.
Like no,
don't make contact with the sun? No way.
I can't go out in the summer without protective gear. Well, the sun will beat my ass this far away, let alone booping.
I mean, one of Coley's better consistent memes is the gun pointing at the sun. Anytime it gets a little too hot, it's like, listen, buddy, and that's on Earth. Like, how are we going up there with something to make contact with it? That's crazy.
I don't know how NASA does anything that they do.
I mean, the sun doesn't have a surface, right? Isn't it just a big old fireball? Isn't that the point of that thing?
We don't know. We've never touched it. We haven't
touched it. Might be fake.
Booping the sun. That's like the least boopable thing of all time.
The sun.
How does one boop the sun?
Yeah.
It just really fucking hates that. And lets us know immediately.
Just fire right at you.
Yeah, I don't trust the sun.
Big old.
They say
fireball.
the sun's loud, which makes sense. Like, it looks loud.
Oh,
Looks angry,
looks like
yeah.
the loudest one. It looks pissed off.
Yeah. Imagine if we could hear the sun from Earth and it was just a constant raging sound that you'd have to get used to it. If we heard it now, like, yeah, that would be
Maybe
annoying,
we are used to it.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
Yeah, what's that thing with
like,
dogs that they can like hear something that we don't hear? There's like a frequency that they hear that we don't. Maybe we
Oh,
just
yeah.
have it blocked out, the sun frequency.
Maybe that's why babies come out crying, because they're like, this is so fucking loud.
Turn that
sun
fucking
is
thing
so
down.
loud.
Holy
They're
shit.
just pointing
That
up
thing
at the
is loud.
fireball like it's up there.
Turn it.
It's
It's coming from the orange thing.
You guys
For
hear
some
that?
reason, it like already knows English. Like, it's coming from up there. Oh, this sucks, dude.
Put me back in.
The fuck? Where am I? It's so loud. God damn it.
They're just always crying because they're like, man, this thing is loud.
But that's what I mean. We can't hear space. So if like an asteroid took out the moon, I think we'd hear that, and I think the sound waves would be detrimental to our existence.
Jared, what would this sun sound like, you think?
That was pretty demonic. I'm not
The
gonna lie.
funny
That was-
thing is, it's probably not too far off.
Yeah.
And then being a baby, and that's the first thing you hear. It's
Oh
crazy.
my God. Horrifying. Horrifying. Horrifying.
All right, that was voicemail number 1. This is just always going to be the longest show of all time. There's just no avoiding it. I've accepted it.
That was voicemail number
like,
1.
Thank you, Ryan, for the question. We think it's going to go something like that. Oof.
Okay, boom. What's going on, guys? My name's Danny. I'm calling all the way from the Bay Area. I have 2 questions for you. One is mainly for Jerry. Jerry, have you thought of coming out with like a liquor or beer called Bonafide Stud? Because that could be sick. And then my second thing is I'm going out to Boston at the end of July for the Dodgers series for a game or 2 for my brother-in-law's 30th birthday. Shout out to Steve for the hotel recommendation. Anyways, I know that, Jerry, you've never been to Oracle Park here in San Francisco, and I don't know about Mick, Steve, and T over there. If you guys have been out here, but have you guys thought about coming out west for a game or a series or something? Thank you guys. T, don't piss me off. All right.
Wow, that was a threat. No, I haven't been to Oracle. I've only seen the outside of it because the Giants are usually on the road whenever I go see the A's. Have I thought about doing my own liquor? I mean, like, I don't know that anyone would buy that.
That sounded more like a boner pill you'd get from a gas station.
The Bonafide Stud, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a dick pill.
big time.
And then going out west, I mean, I guess it would have to be like a playoff series. Like, it would have to mean something. I don't know that we would ever just go. I don't know. Maybe I would, but in terms of like having it be a work trip, I think it would have to mean something, or we would like there would have to be some sort of significance. I don't know. I would do it, but I just don't know when that would be or why that would happen. Coley's thinking about the sun right now.
Yeah, definitely get some sun thoughts in. Just on the Oracle thing, like that's probably the top park I want to go to in the majors, right up there with PNC. So I wouldn't hate taking a trip out there.
Did we go there this summer or no?
What's up?
Do they go there this summer or no?
Oracle?
Why is there an echo?
Yeah, Steve's headphones died.
Motherfucker.
Happens when we get to hour 4, the headphones die.
Jesus Christ, dude. How are you not hardwired, brother?
I'm not. Mine didn't die.
Oh.
You get these guys.
What are those? Shout them out.
No free ads. They're the Beats wireless ones, but they've got the wire that connects the two. They're like $40. They're perpetually on sale. Now it isn't ad, but they're always on sale.
Yeah, Steve, you might have to get those, huh? Huh?
I think he's connecting one.
I don't know what he's doing.
So yeah, basically what I was saying is that Oracle is the top park that I want to go to. Took a trip out to BR back in the BR days early because that was their OG office was in San Francisco. It was in the off season, walked around that park. It looks great. So it would be great to go there. And to answer the question of if the Red Sox go there this season, they do. It is on June 20th to the 22nd. It's a weekend series.
Ooh.
So
maybe
the worst time that might be like the best possible time to go.
Yeah.
Considering it's going to be until 2027, the next time they go after this season.
Oh shit. Should we go, Coley?
Maybe that's right before Kane's birthday. It really depends on the finals. The finals, that would be if there were a game 6 or 7, it would usually be around then.
It would be.
So if they're playing the Warriors, maybe it's a win-win. Well, it wouldn't, because going to a game 6 and 7 would not be fun for me. We gotta sweep those clowns.
What were the dates?
What up? It's Kevin from Houston in the building. All right, Steve, I'm coming for you. I have a 2-part question. Long-time listener, big-time fan. Can't get enough of you guys. Thank you for all you do. For the first part, I want to address, if you hear this loud humming noise, it's because I'm in my car driving my 15-year-old
son.
And a full bladder, thanks to Mr. Tyler. Appreciate that idea. I wish a motherfucker would. My 2-part question is, one, you guys are huge, but if we can get you maybe underdog to float you guys out to a national status, maybe take some games with the Sox to visiting cities, maybe come down to Houston, show some love, anything like that. Is that in the horizons of big time events? Maybe I'm dreaming too big. Who knows?
Nothing bigger than going to Houston.
Shots you don't take. Question number 2. Today seems to be the day, I guess, that Luka got traded from Dallas to LA. Why does baseball fans care? I don't think we really do, except Papelbon tweeted out that the Red Sox are off the hook. Anybody get a chance to see that? I'm sure, Jared, you probably did. But as the tweet follows, he says, well, I had it pulled up, but basically that the Luka trade to LA was the worst trade in professional sports in modern day history. Even more so than the Mookie Betts trade to the Dodgers, saying that the Red Sox are off the hook. Is this something that we are okay with? Are we able to breathe heavy and just let our faces show a little bit more? Maybe Coley's got a response. Love you guys. Thank you for everything. Hope to catch you.
I appreciate that call. Yeah, great energy. We love you guys too. No. I think like it's as a Red Sox fan and a baseball fan only, NBA trade does not take away the embarrassment and the sting of the Mookie Betts trade until the Red Sox win again. If the Red Sox win if they win a World Series and they win 2 in the next 5 years, then like I don't give a flying fuck about the Mookie Betts trade. I think they have to win a World Series while Mookie Betts is still active and in like the prime years of his career to kind of like take the sting away. If Mookie Betts, if the next World Series that the Red Sox win, Mookie Betts is retired and he's 47 years old, then who gives a shit? I don't know. But yeah, no, Papelbon says a lot of things, but I don't think that the Luka Doncic trade means that people can move on from the Mookie Betts trade, because they won't, because Red Sox fans don't care about the Mavs and the Lakers.
He was just goofing, right? I mean, this is just Pap being Pap. I think that was tongue in cheek. I don't think it's like, all right, finally, Pap, Millsy. Oh, my Petey. Let me start on Petey. I just think he was, because I saw that tweet and it's like, yeah, if anything, it's just a further jab at the Red Sox, which he's loved doing a lot of those recently. But no, there's nothing with an NBA trade that's going to have any impact on the pain from trading Mookie Betts. There's no comparison.
I saw so many people rushing to say similar. Like, I don't know that Pap was joking, because I did see a lot of people try and be like, well, this is a dumber trade. And I disagree. Like, that we didn't trade Mookie because he was like a fat slob who hated playing the sport. That's what the Mavericks said they did. They're not the first team to do that. So I don't know. In a sport with no salary cap, where the guy just asked to be like the 26th highest paid player in the league, like, yeah, that was very dumb. And then to use it to salary dump David Price, like, they got Anthony Davis back. Whether or not people like Anthony Davis is irrelevant. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. The Red Sox got 3 bad players back in return, like not even close to the return they got.
Yeah, there's really, if he's talking like shock value, then the Luka trade is
definitely more shocking
to match, obviously, because we kind of saw the Mookie stuff coming. But yeah, the Mavs are probably in a better position right now to win a title. Like, obviously, the Red Sox were not in a better position to win a title after they traded Mookie.
No.
Betts, so,
and like, Mookie had already won a
MVP
World
and a
Series,
World Series.
MVP, yes, an MVP. Not even the World Series, because championship in baseball is very hard. But he'd already won an MVP. Luka's never done that.
yeah.
He may in the future, but the Mavs are telling you they don't think he will. The Red Sox did it because of financials and no other reason.
Down in the DM, bitch.
Down in the DM, always brought to you by Ronald's Napkins. They clean your fucking face.
Yeah, they do.
This comes in from Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Fellas, I know the spring training trip has been brought up, but I don't want it to end up like Steve with voicemails. Do you fellas have a ballpark on which dates you'll be where? Thanks for the weekly therapy session. I'm told it's healthy. We just found out the dates.
22nd to the 26th. When do we go to Arizona? Do we fly on the 26th?
I just know Sox-wise, it's 22nd to the 26th, and then Arizona is the Baseball's Dead Boys.
Okay. Yeah, we got a cool Airbnb. There's bunk beds on this one too. I might honestly, I know that, like, I don't know how to word this. I might pass up the master bedroom and go bunk beds, but then there has to be a way to, like, how do we, Steve?
We passed up on the bunk bed one, and we have beds for all of us now, I believe.
I thought that there's bunk beds in the new place.
In the new one, there's bunk beds?
I believe so.
That would be
It's a different bunk. There's a bunk bed room in the new place.
The one with the tiki bar?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, then your point stands.
Yeah. I wanna reward the master bedroom to someone. I don't just wanna assume it. I don't even think I slept in the master bedroom in Dallas.
Wasn't that Dallas?
Maybe.
It's kind of hard to know what the master bedroom was, because they were all pretty good, honestly. Eamon might have ended up in the biggest one.
Maybe.
But it was like a trade-off, because it was a walkway through to the bathroom and all that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll reward someone with the master bedroom, and I'll bunk bed it up.
There you go, like the David Price
It's a cool
days.
spot. Yeah, it's a cool spot.
This comes in from Jared. It's not you. It's a different Jared.
It's a different Jared. Hey, Jared.
But it's a question for you. Question for Jerry downtown. I also haven't paid much attention to football lately. I mean, Jared, come on now.
I haven't.
Jared. Yeah, he has. But anyway, we'll look past that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about this weekend's Super Bowl matchup. Who is your X factor for each team? For me, it's got to be Donovan McNabb and Priest Holmes. Those two guys are elite at what they do. So who you got, Jared? Big game. The big game coming up on Sunday.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, how do you not pick the Kelsey brothers?
Both of them.
Yeah.
They're both
Playing against each other.
Jason and Travis Kelsey.
That is correct.
A showdown of two brothers, one Super Bowl, and
big game.
The big game,
which is where?
And it is in downtown Los Angeles.
That is correct. Yep.
And you're gonna want to get there early. If you haven't already got your tickets, you go out and buy the tickets using Game Time. Some great deals on there. $50 gets you in the door, and you also get a halftime performance from Beyonce.
That was all correct.
Yep.
This comes in from Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
Daniel says, just wanted to say the car crash bit from a couple weeks ago reminded me that I still needed to watch season 2 of American Vandal, produced by 2024 Perrault of the Year, Dan Perrault. Within 36 hours of hearing that segment, I finished the entire season. Shout out T for that one.
Shout out T.
Am I wrong in thinking what did the crash have to do with American Vandal? Because
I
of
truly don't
vandalizing
know.
the cars? I guess cars just getting messed up. Okay, yeah.
Could be.
Guess there's a crossover there. Oh, this is my guy, by the way. This is dude used to work for the Cape League. I saw him at Cooperstown. Daniel's the best. He's an OG. Shout out to you. Another OG, and this is the last one for now. Another OG is our guy Mike, whose dog's name is Nomar.
Nomar.
Yep. Hello, gents. I left this as a voicemail, but want to ask it. Coley's first appearance on the 10 was talking Pedro for 2 episodes. At the beginning,
well, we did this voicemail. We did this voicemail.
This one.
We did that voicemail. I already did that voicemail.
Well, I did that. Don did that voicemail.
Yeah, well, you got boot that. We did that voicemail.
Yeah, what happened when Bobby Boucher showed up at the Bourbon Bowl?
No, we already did that. All right, this comes in from Brendan.
Hey, Brendan.
Down in the DM submission, if each member of Section 10 and Bid were to pick a fight partner from any year...
Bid?
B-I-D.
Yeah.
They say bid in the meetings, so I think I've just been in too many meetings.
Nah.
I'm in some meetings you're not in, Jerry.
I've never been in a meeting where they said bid.
No, they wouldn't do that shit if Jerry was around.
No.
Oh, if he was there, they would say BID.
Yeah.
If each member of Section 10 and BID were to pick a fight partner from any year of MLB, what team would win?
I feel like that question needed more words, but I think I know what he meant.
More work because then you'd also need to know who these players are, right? Am I?
Yeah, I think it's like if you, Steve, picked a player to be your tag team partner, and Coley picked one, and I picked one, whose team would win in a fight? So I'm picking Albert Bell, obviously.
Oh, but you've walked. Steve, you pick, because I have the perfect answer.
I'll take Jose Canseco.
He's going to kill you first. I'm taking the man himself, Ugueth Urbina.
Did I misunderstand the question? Isn't this who we get to fight with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jose Canseco.
He just got beat up by Billy Football.
I was just trying to think of the biggest dude from that territory. Albert Bell's a great one.
Yeah, that's a correct
Urbina
answer.
Will literally light you on fire.
Yeah, but that's illegal. You can't do that in a fight, a sanctioned fight.
No one said that. No one's
used the word sanctioned. You're right. But that's how I interpreted it. Whatever.
And
Albert Bell will break laws. He doesn't give a fuck. I don't know. I like my team, and we would probably win. I think I'm discounting that, like, I'm not his manager and that I have to fight too. So, like, I have to fight. I have to fight Coley and Ugueth Urbina.
Yeah, that's
Steve.
Tough. Yeah, when I read this, I'm like, I have to fight, so I'm not going to win a fight. So it doesn't really matter. Who I pick.
You and Jose would be out first. So it's basically me and Albert Bell versus Coley and Ugueth Urbina. And I think like Urbina. I mean, Albert Bell is not like a play by the rules kind of guy either.
No.
Like, it's like, all right, so Urbina is gonna grab a machete and some gasoline. It's like, all right, cool. Albert Bell has a gun, dude. Like, it's over quick. We win.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. Two guys who are
Urbina.
not afraid to go to jail. That's for sure.
Big time.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that the last question?
For now, yeah. We got some more for future bonus pods.
What about just one more?
Yeah, I'll do one more.
All right, one more.
I was trying to read this is going to be blind, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
That's fine.
It's not like pre-screened. This comes in from Ev.
Hey,
Definitely
Ev.
gonna use your eyes.
Down in the DM submission. Hey guys, I really enjoyed the McCoy Stadium video, but it brought
Thanks.
back one of my worst fan memories. As a kid, I, like many people, would often go to the park for a game to celebrate Steve Perrault's birthday. One time when I was about 15 or 16, I was there with my buddies, and instead of watching the game, we were running around the stadium having a grand old time. I was having such a great time that when the Paw Sox had a 1-run lead in the 9th, I started rooting for the other team to score a run so the game could go to extra innings and we could stay a bit longer. Unbeknownst to me, the current Red Sox pitcher was throwing a no-hitter. Of course, he gave up a hit, and I lost my chance to see one of the coolest things I would have ever seen at a baseball game. I think about this roughly 4 times a year, and it always brings a horrible level of shame. Do any of you have any similar experiences? And if so, what's the worst thing you've ever done to the team? It's a pretty good one.
That was a good one. Worst thing I've ever done to the team. I don't know. I feel like John Farrell hated me so much. And one time Robbie Ross Jr. offered to drive me home, and he saw me get in Robbie Ross Jr.'s truck. And then I'm pretty sure he was like traded like right after that. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I just in my head, I've had so much guilt about it where John Farrell just went to Dombrowski and was like, get him off the team. He drove Carabas home.
He gave him a right. He's got to go. He gave him.
I don't even know if there's a correlation, but I know I Farrell saw me get in that truck, and I mean, he was promptly removed from the roster after that.
It's a very specific question of like, because it implies you got to be rooting against the Sox. I don't think I've ever been at Fenway like this
never.
team. I mean, the closest I ever came was, I guess, a similar situation. Jake Arrieta had 2 outs in the 8th, and I think he had a perfect game. It was either no hitter or a perfect game at Fenway, and I was kind of rooting for it just because I had never seen
Arrieta.
that. Yeah, it was early Arrieta. It was before he was like,
Jake
the real
Arrieta.
deal. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I guess I was rooting for that, but that's not that bad. It was like the game was like 6-0. I think it's you think it's okay to root for a no-hitter against your team if you've never seen one before and the game's like over?
I
I'm
guess
okay with it.
I don't.
I need
like,
more context.
I didn't know.
I've always wanted to see a no-no, and if that's the situation, and you're only 4
Sure.
outs away from seeing one.
My mind goes to like the Musino one,
I was
where
there.
Carl Everett. You know
Oh,
what I
you
mean?
were there?
I was rooting
Uh-huh.
hard against that at home.
Yeah, Sox Yankees. No, I don't want to see that.
I was very happy when Carl Everett got that hit. I know that like
Thrilled.
some fans that were there were unhappy that Carl, like, they wanted to see the perfect game. Like, they
Sox
wanted
fans.
to see it. Sox fans, yeah. Like, they were like, "Oh, you fucking asshole, you ruin everything." I was at the Sean Manaea no-hitter against the Red Sox, and I didn't know him yet. I think if I had known him, I probably would have been rooting for it. I definitely would have been rooting for it, I think. But I hadn't met him yet, so I did not want him to no-hit the Red Sox because I knew Dallas, like, this was, I don't even think the Red Sox had played a home game yet in 2018. So I didn't know how, like, I knew they were going to be good. I didn't know how good. So Dallas was going to be dancing on my grave and yada, yada, and all this shit. Because the A's made the playoffs that year. So it's not like that was like their World Series. Like, they were a good team. So I was not rooting for Sean Manaea to throw that no-hitter. That was a not fun night for me.
That we've talked about it on this show before, but the way Carl Everett handled breaking up the perfect game was so Carl Everett. It was.
Try that again. We've talked about it on this show.
They're keeping the same faces for a long period of time. No, we've talked about it on here before, but the way Carl Everett handled breaking up that perfect game was so Carl Everett. It's just like gets the hit, and then he kind of flips the helmet like back towards the dugout as if like, all right, my job here is done. Daps everybody up. Nomar was going nuts in the dugout. That was, if you haven't seen that before, I would highly recommend watching it. It's a great clip.
It was right before 9/11.
This was way cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just finding that out. It was
like
9
2 days
before
before
9/11.
Oh, there you go.
It was September 2nd, 2001. Wow. It's good memory, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Carl Everett breaks up Mike Messina's perfect game bid right before 9/11. That's what it says in the MLB caption.
Yep.
I'm like, is it Tuesday? Like, he starts a terrible stretch for New York.
Yeah. Second worst thing to happen to New York in the month of September.
Flying objects in Boston have ruined New Yorkers' week.
Flying objects that took off from Boston. Oh, this is getting too bad. This is getting bad. Oh, man.
What was the score of that game?
Red Sox win 9-2. What was
2-0? It was close,
That's
right?
what
That's
what I thought I remembered.
1-0. 1-0.
People were booing Everett as he was clapping, running first. Like they could have won the game on the next swing.
Right, but wasn't David Cone like matching him? Didn't David Cone start that game for the Red Sox?
He certainly did. David Cone, 8 1/3, 1 run, unearned run.
Yeah. Like David Cone was balling out that game.
I would love to rewatch this. We should rewatch this next time we're at your house.
Like that, I like when that happens. The Kerry Wood 20K game. It was against the Astros. I can't remember the guy who started for them's name anymore, but he started off the game like striking out like 4 of the first 5 too, and then obviously it slowed down. But he was clicking early. No, it wasn't Radke. It was like Sean something. I can't remember his name.
Let's see.
Because Everett pinch hit, right? Because that reaction he gave was so pinch hitish. It was like, I've done my
mad pinch hitish.
20 seconds of work. I'm done.
He was so happy.
For Joe Oliver. Everett made an all-star game with the Sox, right?
Shane Reynolds.
03.
Shane Reynolds.
Big Shane.
I think he got like shelled in the 5th or something. I don't think he pitched.
He only gave up 1 earned.
2000.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah. He gave up 1 earned. He punched out 10.
Yeah, he dealt as well. The other guy just had 20.
Yeah, it was a 2-0 game. Yeah, the game was 2-0.
Sucks. You're out there dealing, and it's like the other guy's just twice as good as I am.
Sugar
That's so
Shane.
rude.
He went 8 innings, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 10 Ks.
Loss.
Big L. Went up against a guy who pitched the greatest statistical game in baseball history. It is. It's statistically the best start ever. 9 innings.
Is that the highest game score?
Yes.
Yeah.
9 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 20 strikeouts. Pretty
Dealing.
Good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wood and Pryor don't come up. Oh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mine says trying to reconnect, so I never know. Wood and Pryor don't come up enough anymore in like all-time what ifs. Like so many injuries have happened since then across all sports that they don't get brought. Like Wood and Pryor were supposed to break the curse for the Cubs.
Yeah.
There we go.
Imagine if he doesn't give up that hit and you have a 20 strikeout perfect game. And that's the show. So
That was
he's
rude.
back.
That was super rude.
I mean, that is what it is. All right. It's almost 1 a.m. It's bedtime. Do you think, not saying that he's coming to the Red Sox, but do you think that Alex Bregman will sign before our next scheduled podcast?
No.
You don't?
Oh, next Wednesday? No, I mean, when's the deadline going to be?
I don't know. That was just me saying that they should do that. I don't think that that's actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, we've got at least 2 weeks before pitchers and catchers report, so could be next week.
Weeks at this point.
Less than 2 weeks.
Could be this week, could be the week after, based off that information.
Feels like within the next 2 weeks it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Before the next podcast recording was the question, Steve.
After is what I'm going with.
So, okay.
I say within the next, after one, but before the second one. Like after next week's, before the week after's.
Okay.
Which actually feels like that's right around when we're in Fort Myers. So that'll be great. It could be great.
Could be great, yeah. If we're there the day that Arenado just walks into Red Sox spring training, just like first day, walking in with his St. Louis Cardinals bag, puts on a Red Sox t-shirt,
we get
shorts.
The first interview. This is actually shaping up great.
Yeah, guaranteed. Yeah, I think the day that the trade gets broken, he's probably on the 10. Yeah, I feel like he's another one where, if there's an emergency pod for Bregman or Arenado, they're both on the emergency pod.
Yeah. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah. All right.
Hour 45 on the bonus pod.
Woo. All right. Love that. Coley, any final thoughts?
No.
Jake, have you thrown up during the bonus pod?
Jeremy's on now. Jake's been getting the... So I think the answer is yes.
Damn. How long has Jeremy been here?
The whole time.
The whole time.
Mm-hmm. Jake already got the show up, by the way.
The show is already out.
Well, of course it's Friday now.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah, so obviously the show has been out.
Yeah, we're about to go do Friday stuff.
For days, yeah. I'm about to go to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Friday night.
Free Blue Moons.
Yep. Steve, you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, Dan Perrault, The Residence, coming out on Netflix March 20th. Definitely be ready for that. He is the lead.
Starring in it.
Be in every single scene, basically.
Yep. Does he have any sex scenes?
I can't give that away.
That'd be cool.
Definitely be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, I'm actually going to run through my Rumble thoughts real fast, if that's okay. Jared?
Let's just say hypothetically your brother had sex scenes in this show. Would it be weird to watch it?
Mm-hmm. Certainly would.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
My brother and I have never talked about any relationship thing ever. We'll talk about like the new Mario Party, a new project he's working on, stuff that we can maybe work on together.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking.
And just banging. That's just good old fashioned fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That has never been our relationship talking about that. So
okay.
I think it'll stay that way.
That's cool. Rumble
thoughts. Garrett didn't ask if you were going to talk about it, if you were going to watch him bang on Netflix.
I'm if Dan's in his show, I'm watching it.
Are you going to be one of the 250 million people that's watching Dan Perrault fuck on camera? Is my question.
When you see the episode, DP does DP, are you gonna? You're like, oh, that's peculiar.
They don't blur anything. It's just so graphic.
The best part about the show is that Dan Perrault is so big right now that he's playing himself. Like he gets to be Dan Perrault in the show.
Mm-hmm. It's very meta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah,
Rumble
playing
thoughts.
through these thoughts real quick.
Yeah.
Jey Uso winning was crazy.
Yeah.
It was absolutely crazy. Didn't see that coming. I gotta say, Jerry, and it's not like I'm new to wrestling. I've been around the block with this sport. He is. I think he's deserving, even though it's surprising. I think he, gets the people going. I love a good chant. The Yeet chant is incredible. And I learned from Jimmy Stewart that you can do both hands, not just because I was just doing one hand. He's like, do two hands, man. I'm like, all right, we did two hands. So no, that was great for him that he won. Can't believe Cena lost. The fact that I had CM Punk, I felt great about the 24th position that we had or that I had for our Royal Rumble pool. You know, you spread out those numbers, goes 1 to 30, as you guys know.
Yep.
I got 24, my favorite number, Ken Griffey Jr. I'm like, all right, I feel good. This is going to happen. And then Punk comes out, and immediately you're thinking, I got a great chance. I really think I'm going to win this thing. He didn't last nearly long enough. He really wasn't in there that long. And then some big names got knocked out at like the same time. I'm like, drag that on a little bit longer. Give me a little bit more drama there. Did not love that. Shout out to Jared. Loyalty equals Papagenos. And he got us all free Papagenos. That was extremely appreciated.
75%
I know I already
tip.
said this, but Bob Fox being there changed the whole vibe in a good way. He is great energy. Got to meet his fiance. She's super nice. That was awesome. But yeah, the crew was great. It was awesome being with the boys, with the Secco boys as well. And lastly, Logan Paul sucks. This isn't something that's like, I think a lot of people have this opinion, but I don't think he should be in this wrestling space. I don't. It just doesn't feel like it matches. It's like he's doing his own thing while everyone else is doing the wrestling thing. He's doing look at me, and I understand that some wrestlers are look at me, but he's more. It's to another level of like, no, this is about me, and it's like, no, it's not about you. It's about the Rumble. It's about the event. It's about everybody that's up there. It's not just a one-man show. So I didn't love that he came in as late as he did. I did love, however, that he didn't win. We'll see what happens with John Cena at WrestleMania, but hell of an event for Royal Rumble, and great job hosting to Jared Krabs.
Wow, thank you. And Dutrin. Yeah. I think she made meatballs for everybody.
Yeah, delicious. We had a great spread. Had some good snacks.
Oh,
too,
great spread. Papagenos, alcohol, meatballs.
I mean, that's all you really need in life.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Pretty great. I had a great time. Great turnout. Next Royal Rumble, by the way, is in Saudi Arabia. So that's going to be, I mean, usually those start at like noon or 1 o'clock. So that's going to be a day drinking event.
Really?
I mean, it's Saudi Arabia.
No, I know.
You know? But Elimination Chamber, Steve, you're going to be here for that?
Yeah, of course.
You know who's qualified so far?
Obvious. Come on, don't ask me stupid stuff.
Yeah. Who out of everyone who's qualified so far, is there anyone that you think has like the best chance of winning?
For those who have qualified for the Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to sound ridiculous, and he has such a small chance, but Rey Mysterio, I think, would be my pick.
Yeah, so he has a match, I believe, against I know it's against Logan Paul. That's a qualifier match. So whoever wins that match goes to the Elimination Chamber. So neither guy has qualified yet, but Logan Paul, I hate to break it to you, he's going to qualify.
Yeah. Well,
and he's going to join who's already qualified. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cena is qualified.
Yep.
Punk is qualified, and
that's it.
Those are the only guys that matter.
Right. Those are the only guys that have qualified so far.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So you're excited for this is your first time coming over for the Elimination Chamber. Do you remember your first Elimination Chamber or like your favorite Elimination Chamber match?
Oh god, it had to be in '98, I think.
Didn't happen yet.
Wait, what?
You might be thinking Hell in the Cell.
I'm thinking Hell in the Cell.
Yeah. They're similar.
100%.
They're similar.
100%.
Yeah. What was your favorite Elimination Chamber match though?
No, that's right, because it was 98 plus 4 years is what I meant.
Yeah,
it was in 2002.
Oh, that was the Shawn Michaels Triple H. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a debut year. So yeah, it was insane. So I mean, who forgets that? I don't.
Nah, not me. That was back when it was more dangerous though. That was like
Mm-hmm.
the chain link and steel was everywhere. Now there's like padding and
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
it's elimination chamber for pussies. You know,
That's what I've been saying.
yeah. All right.
Mhm.
We'll be back on Wednesday with more Section 10. Hopefully with Tyler Milliken and Jake. I mean, we need to get our shit together as a unit.
I know.
It's kind of crazy. But thank you to Jeremy for filling in for Jake tonight. And we'll see you on Wednesday. Ba-doop-doop-doop.
Buenas noches, amigos.